What's up, YouTube? For today's video, we're the full Zacian team. Checosaurus, this one is for you. So in these battles, I'm going to be having 6 different Zacian sets. So obviously it's a very, very strong Pokemon. So I had to come up with some amazing PIMPNITE sets, and I really hope you enjoy this. If you do want your own custom theme team or Pokemon sweep, you can check me out at patreon.com/PIMPNITE. The link is in the description of the video and tier 2 and above. So I've got 2 battles today. I really hope you enjoy them. Plus, I've got a little bonus blooper at the end, and it's full of salt, so make sure you stick around for the whole thing because I can guarantee you'll get a giggle. Now, the first battle here, this one's against Checosaurus, and we got a very, very special battle to start this video off. We have got Zacian versus Zacian team. So there's got to be 12 Zacians in this video. Now, what I did, right, to spark this battle up a little bit, I had the 3 crown Zacians and the 3 non-crown, right? And I come up with some brilliant sets, people. Let's get into it. So we got a special Zacian to start this battle off. We got Hyper Beam, Air Slash, Moonblast, and Focus Energy with a normal gem, right? Hyper Beam, normal Zacian, only on PIMPNITE's channel, right? So we got Max Speed and Max Special Attack on this set, and I've got the Timid Nature as the ability, right? So going for that Focus Energy, and now the opposing Zacian's going to be using the Sword Dance. So it's going to be using a physical attack, but what one is going to be, right? Here comes Quick Attack Zacian because it's definitely not fast enough, and it actually does a lot of damage to me, right? Now, we're going to be going for a normal gem Hyper Beam here. It's probably the strongest attack I can do against this opposing Zacian, and the damage was very, very underwhelming because I didn't get a critical hit. Rest in peace, Zacian. So here comes another Zacian Quick Attack. It's a clean 3-hit KO against me. I don't really know if I want to swap here because I'm not really doing too much damage, right? So I just went for an Air Slash, and here comes another Quick Attack, and Zacian is going to take me out. That was sadness, people. Now, I am just a pure Fairy type there as well, if you remember. Crown Zacian is Fairy and Still. So their typings are a little bit different there, maybe opening one of them up to more vulnerabilities, right? So we're going to go into the next Zacian. This is my Imprisoned Behemoth Blade Retaliate Solar Blade Zacian. This one is max speed and max attack. First, we got the opposing Zacian go for quick attack. I think it might be their only move. It's a quick attack Zacian. I'm all on for that, man. So go for the Behemoth Blade. Never seen that used before on Zacian. It does a lot of damage right there, but Zacian somehow lives. I was like, wow. Now what? I thought, let's go for a Retaliate here. They've only got a little bit of health left, plus this is a really, really cool animation when it's used by Zacian, right? So here comes another quick attack. It's obviously not going to be very effective. Here comes a Retaliate. Look at this, right? This is amazing. Like, it hits it with the sword, and like it almost just like cuts them straight off. So the first Zacian is going to be going down there, and at least I took one out, right? I thought I was going to get swept by quick attack there for a second. Now, Zacian number 2, it's not a crown one, it's the uncrowned one. So it is just a pure Fairy type, right? Now, this is going to have a +1 attack. Or, I mean, all of them are going to have +1 attack, right? There's so many. You know what? Question of the day here. How many times does Interpret Sword come up in both of these battles and the bloopers? All right, if someone can answer that, that'll be amazing. I'll wait for that answer. So here comes a Zacian. They're popping a dig right here. So it's dug on the ground, right? I'm thinking, well, this is not going to probably do that much damage, but I can get my Snore strategy right into effect here. We've got a substitute Air Slash Rest Snore Throat Spray Zacian, and this set this set's a banger, right? So what you want to do, right, is you want to use Substitute, then you want to go to Sleep, right, and then you want to use Snore. Obviously, I'm already going to get hit by an attack there, so that also helps too. So we got a Giga Impact Zacian, and that is actually going to break my sub there. However, the Zacian is not going to be able to do anything for a turn, so that's going to allow me to go for the rest. Now, going to sleep there, a little bit of a glitch because this set is so amazing. I can go for Snore, and once I got the +1 in special attack, right, I can try and flinch the opposing Zacian, right? I've also got Air Slash there for some added salt, too. Unfortunately, I'm going to get outsped by this Zacian. I'm not sure if it's actually a speed type every single time, but I'm actually running Timid on this one too, right? So go for Snore there, does 1 damage, and we're going to get the plus in special attack there, which is good there. I'm hoping I can win the speed tie and, you know, take this out, because obviously it definitely is a speed tie. However, we got the Zacian coming out there, and we got the next Zacian coming in, which is a Crown Zacian. So this is really going to warm me, because I've got a normal type move and a flying type move. Let me tell you what, it's pretty... when you look at its moveset, especially on the special side, and when you're trying to do something different that's like the normal like Snorefest set, it's very, very difficult to do, right? So Snore does a little bit of damage there, and I could go for an air slash. I'm like, let's wake up, let's spam air slash, let's get some salt, right? I reckon this is possibly a 37 hit KO, right? So getting the air slash, but I do not get the flinch there. So here comes a workup Zacian. I'm like, okay, maybe this is like a crazy mix set or something like that. I don't know right now. I can keep going for air slash and just hope for the best here. Like, even if I can get some damage on this thing, it's better than nothing, right? So firing off another air slash on the Zacian there does the right damage, does 1 damage instead of 2. Here comes a steel beam Zacian, and it comes out of its like mouth and sword, and it destroys me in one shot. Man, that did so much damage. So bye-bye Zacian. That's another one down. Man, all my non-crown ones are getting like destroyed at the moment. Now, my next Pokemon I'm going to be swapping here is my own crown Zacian, because sometimes people, you just got to fight fire with fire, right? Now, let me show you this moveset real quick. This is also a Steel Beam one with Moonblast, Focus Mist, and Snarl, right? Now, this has got the Rusted Sword as the item, obviously, and we got Max Speed and Max Special Attack. I put Modest Nature on this one. Now, going for the Moonblast there, I was hoping I could get like a Special Attack drop to get rid of it. And it did. It actually lived on 1 health and then got a rest off. What? I didn't want to go for a Steel Beam to expend my health. I didn't want to go for Snarl because I thought it would miss, and I didn't want to go for Focus Mist because I thought that would miss as well, but Moonblast didn't take it out. And this is like a Rest Sleep Talk Steel Beam Zacian only on PIMPNITE's channel here, people. So I'm thinking, right, I don't want to go for Steel Beam just yet. Let's go for Focus Mist. And Focus Mist does its job when it misses, right? So now I'm actually really forced probably to start going for Steel Beam, depending on what this Zacian uses, right? So it's going to go for a Sleep Talk here, and I was hoping it didn't attack me, and it got another workup. So I'm like, all right, the next Steel Beam is going to hit so hard. Like, it'll do damage then, but I believe it's probably going to one-shot. Like, even from full health, I believe it's going to one-shot me. So it's like, okay, I've got absolutely nothing to lose here. Let's go for my own Steel Beam there, firing out of my sword, and it's about a 3-hit KO on Zacian, right? The problem is, right, you take a big chunk of half recoil damage there, so one more and I'm going to be going down, right? So here comes a second Sleep Talk from the opposing Zacian there, and they do get Steel Beam, and I'm definitely not going to be living this one. So Rest Sleep Talk as Zacian is a thing, people. Like, you need to try this out, right? It's absolute meta. So bye-bye my Zacian, my first crown one, and it only has a little bit of health left, right? So I can't make the same mistake I did before, right? I got to take this out. Otherwise, it's going to close its peepers, and it's going to fire off another Steel Beam, right? So this is my last non-crown Zacian. This one is a Bite, Fire Fang, Ice Fang, Iron Head set. This is just full scummy flinchy, right? So going for Fire Fang there, and finally we take out the Steel Beam Zacian. Man, that thing was like, I think I would have had to quit Pokemon if that thing sweat the rest of my team. All right, next Zacian here. This is an uncrowned Zacian. So I think we both got 3 and 3 right. So this is going to get an attack rise, of course, it's Interpret Sword. And I could go for an Iron Head flinch here because it's just pure Fairy type. So they're going to outspeed me and go for Focus Energy. Like, okay, I know this is definitely like a speed type because it outspeed me. I don't think they'd run like Choice Scarf, Focus Energy, right? Then again, you never know, right? So we're going to go for Iron Head here. It does very good damage. The next one is going to take it out. And they also have Iron Head, but I've got Barberi Berry as the item, which is going to power down the Steel type move. Easy live, easy life, right? But then I got critted, and then I got flinched. Like, you wouldn't read about it, right? Because, like, just think about that for a second, right? If I didn't have Barberi Berry, right, it would have one-shotted me because of the crit, right? But then I couldn't attack afterwards because I got flinched. Man, only on PIMPNITE's channel. So anyway, we're going to outspeed there, win the speed tie, and Zachary Zacian is going to go down. Man, there's like 12 Zachary Zacians. Now, the next Pokemon is, wow, it's a Zacian. So what I can do, right, is I can keep going for Iron Head, and it's going to be super effective, right? Now, I already know it's not going to take it out in one shot, but it's going to do a fair chunk of damage, right? And I may even get a flinch too. Like, let's try it out, right? So go for that Iron Head, and this absolutely melts it in one shot there with a critical hit. So I guess I sort of made up for the crit from before there. So that's another Pokemon down. Now, there's 2 crown down, and there's 2 non-crowns. So there's 1 crown and there's 1 normal left, right? Okay, what is this set going to be? So we haven't seen any Behemoth Blades yet, one. I'm not sure if there is one on the team because I was hoping to make use of my Imprisoned set, right? I'm more on that set a little bit later. So once again, I'm going to go for a scummy Iron Head here, hoping for a flinch, right? It's a 3-hit KO. Now we got the Zacian go for a Fire Fang, and Fire Fang is not going to take me out there. So like, okay, cool. I can go for another like Iron Head here. But then I thought, wait, I want to see if I can flinch him with every single one of these moves. I need to make some salty, right? So going for the Ice Fang, low-key free sacks there. And guess what, people? I get a flinch of the Ice Fang. That's like, okay, I'm on a roll here. What I can do right now is I can go for a bite. Like, I can go for Ice Fang, bite, and then Fire Fang. Just completely salt them out. Unfortunately, I did not get the flinch on the bite there, and I went down for the Fire Fang, man. I should have just gone for the attacking move there instead of trying to, like, make them salty. Okay, I've got 2 more Pokemon here, and the next one is, wow, it's Zacian. So this Zacian is the crown set. I've got 2 crown ones left. Now, getting a +1 in attack here, I've actually used this set before. It was a hot minute ago, but I have used it. Now, this is Tail Slap, Metal Claw, Sword Dance, and Imprison. Now, Imprison is quite a curious move, right? Because if you use, like, Imprison on the opponent, you can seal their moves, right? You can seal the deal. So basically, it means they cannot use any moves that you've got, right? So that's why I thought it'd be cool if I come across a Zacian and I had Behemoth Blade, right? I could seal the Behemoth Blade. Anyway, so I'm going to get burned there by the Fire Fang. That really, really sucks because the next turn I'm actually going to faint. However, I will be able to outspeed this Zacian and hopefully take it out with the Metal Claw if it doesn't miss. So go for Metal Claw and the opposing Zacian is going to go down. But since I got burned, I am also going to faint as well. So we are both down to our last Zacian. So I'm not sure what the last set is going to be. Whether it's also, I'm not sure if they got a Behemoth Blade set on their team at all, but I haven't seen one yet. I did suspect one. So this is my earlier Zacian that you've seen at the start, the Imprison set with Behemoth Blade, Solar Blade as well, right? So getting that +1 in attack there, I've got Jolly Nature on this. I want to go fast. And they've only got their crown one left, so this is going to be super. This is definitely going to be able to take them out here. Unless they outspeed me or have some sort of wacky strategy, I think I've got the dub right here. Now, we can go for Behemoth Blade here, and I'm going to outspeed, pulling out the big blade on the Zacian. Once again, this was for the Imprison strategy, and the Zacian, I thought it might have a Focus Sash, but it does not have one. And that, my friends, is the first battle. I hope you enjoyed the 6v6 Zacian battle only on PIMPNITE channel. Man, those some shenanigans going on there. Thank you, Checkers, for the battle. A very, very cool team there. I guess that inspired me as well. So the next battle here, this one was on the Wycombe. This is against Caledorian, or Caledorian. I'm not really sure how you say that right. Man, it's actually getting really hot in there. I turned my heater on. Now it feels like the desert. So we got the first Pokemon here as the Garchomp. This battle was really, really long like something else too. I just got to throw that out there. So first Pokemon is Zacian. Wow. And this set is going to be all based around the tail slapping one you seen earlier on, right? Now, this has got Sword Dance and Metal Claw. I don't really want to set up against this thing. I was like, maybe I should just use Tail Slap. I believe Tail Slap will be a 2-hit KO if I can get 3 to 4 hits on each one. So I was like, you know what? Let's just go for it. I think Garchomp's just going to go for the Earthquake right. So I hit it twice with 2 Tail Slaps. I get 3 turns there, and it does equally around half itself. So I'm going to need 4 hits to take it out unless I get like, 3 hits max damage, right? So Garchomp's going to throw the Sword Dance up, and it's got leftovers. Like, okay, it's definitely not going to be 3 hits. I'm going to need 4 hits to take this Garchomp out, or like a critical hit on one of the Tail Slaps, right? So go for Tail Slap again there. I just imagine slapping Garchomp with its tail, and we get 2 hits there, and I only got 2. I was like, man, that really, really sucks there. And now the Garchomp's going to take me out with Earthquake. I was like, okay, that sucks. I don't really know what the Garchomp's nickname means either. Like, is it from something? If anyone knows, just let me know. I don't know, right? So we got the, or I'm not thinking at the moment. I'm trying to think, but I don't know. Nothing's coming up, right? Which is unlucky, right? Now, the next Pokemon here is Zacian. So I could go, for a Moonblast on this and take it out, too. This is my next Crown Zacian. I know that I can outspeed Garchomp, too. So we could go for a Moonblast here and just take them out. I was actually trying to think what my opponent sort of thought in team preview, because I had a lot of battles with this team, right? I did some battles on stream, then I had a lot after stream, and I get a lot of disconnections in team preview, because obviously the opponent probably thought that I'm running 6 sweaty standard Zacian sets, right? Okay, next Pokemon is Mamoswine here. I can pop it off with the Steel Beam here. I'm going to be going for that right now, and I know this is definitely going to take Mamoswine out, right? Does a heap of damage, and bye-bye Mamoswine. Give me a nice little early lead there. So I can fire one more Steel Beam off here, and Zacian's going to go down. Now, there was a problem Pokemon, right? And it's not Butterfree, it's Volcarona. I almost said Butterfree right there. So I thought they might be able to set up Quiver Dance here. If they try and set that up, it could be a big problem, because remember, I can't Dynamax at all in this battle, right? And I can go for Steel Beam here and just take myself out and bring in another, like a physical attacker. That would be probably my best option here, because regardless, I think they're going to set up here or just attack me in general. And I don't really want to swap out in case they do attack, right? Because we all know it's going to be a fire type move. So my Zacian's going to be going down there. Did very good work there, taking out, 2 Pokemon, 2 and a bit Pokemon. And they went for the flamethrower. I was like, okay, that's fine. That's cool. I'd prefer that actually than an Equivocance, right? Now, my next Pokemon is my third. We've actually used all 3 of my Crown Zacians to start the match off. So we got that +1 in attack. Now, I was thinking, if I go for Retaliate, this should take it out because it's already taken some damage already, right? So what we're going to do, right, is we're going to slice off that Moth and it's going to be going down in one shot there. I was a little bit worried about Flame Body, but, thank goodness it didn't kick in there because that would have halved my attack. Okay, it's 3 Pokemon down now. Things are looking very bright. Now, the next one is Magnezone here. So, okay, I have no moves to use against Magnezone. Let's just go for Behemoth Blade and, break it sturdy if it has it right. It's probably going to go for just Thunderbolt or something like that. Now, I get a lucky crit there on the Magnezone. And Magnezone's going to be going for a Thunder Wave, so it's going to be dropping my speed there. So that's kind of annoying. I still believe I might be able to outspeed Magnezone, even though I'm paralyzed. Like, Magnezone isn't really that fast, right? Now, interestingly enough, the Magnezone is going to be swapping out here, and the Scumbreon's going to be coming in. So, like, okay. Well, they're probably going to face a Behemoth Blade there, but I get paralyzed. Like, okay, that was lucky. They would have hit them really hard. So once again, I was like, man, I should just keep going for Behemoth Blade here because it's going to do a lot of damage and I really don't want to swap out. Obviously, they got some sort of plan, right? So here comes the Behemoth Blade, does some very good damage to the Umbreon. It's a clean 2-hit KO, right? Now, Umbreon, instead of doing any forms of attacking move, which I didn't think it was anyway, is going to be going for a Wish here. So they're either going to get their health back and use Protect, or, I don't know, or try and give Magnezone some health back. I don't really know at this stage. It's got to be one or the other. Now, Umbreon's going to be swapping out here, right? And Magnezone is not going to be coming in. It's going to be Skarmory. There's a little bit of a glitch there. Sorry about that. And Hackers was. And now I can go for the Behemoth Blade on the Skarmory. So Skarmory, when you think about it, right, when you truly look at my team, Skarmory is actually a very, very good counter, right? It's extremely good. Now, I'm going to add some Rocky Helmet damage there, and Skarmory is going to get all of its health back. Now, I was a little bit worried that Skarmory could really, counter my team heavily, right? So I had to swap into my non-Crown Zacian. Now, the thing about the non-Crown Zacian is they didn't really have any moves that were neutral moves at the best, and that was about it. And they didn't really hit, super hard, right? I was thinking maybe, Focus Miss is probably my best move against it, right? So Skarmory's going to start setting up the entry hazards here. I've got the physical Fire Fang set. Now, I know Fire Fang won't take it out, right? It'll probably be out of 2 to 3 here, okay? Now, unfortunately, Fire Fang's going to miss, and Skarmory's just going to keep setting up these spikes. I'm thinking here, okay, they're either just going to set everything up and start spamming Whirlwind, or they're just going to keep spamming Roost. Then the Skarmory swaps out, right? And the Umbreon comes in. I was like, wow, that was a really, really risky swap right there, right? So I went for the Fire Fang, and that's not enough to take out Umbreon. It just lived there. And, of course, it's got the leftovers as the item, too. So I could go for another move. I could go for any move and take this Umbreon out, right? But they could swap back into the Skarmory here, but Umbreon pretty much can't do anything to them at all, right? To my team. So Umbreon's going to be swapped out here, and the next Pokemon coming is Skarmory again. So when you look at it right here, Magnezone could do a bit of damage, but it's going to get outsped, right? It's eventually going to go down. Umbreon can't do anything. It's on a lower main health. Pretty much, Skarmory is the only Pokemon that can actually, leave in here and try and do something, right? So I go for that Fire Fang regardless. Does pretty good damage to Skarmory, but Skarmory is eating that like a boss, right? Definitely. And it's got the Rocky Helmet, and it's got the Whirlwind, and it's just spamming Whirlwind now. So bye-bye, Zacian. And my next one is my other Zacian. This is my Snore one, I believe. I probably should have nicknamed these Zacian 1, 2, 3, and 4. I normally do that. It just helps knowing what the sets are in the battle run. Anyway, regardless, I thought, let's go for Air Slash. Let's try and get some, flinches against it. And now they're going to go for a Roost. So they've got Stealth Rock, Spikes, Whirlwind, and Roost. They do not have a single attacking move. This is going to be tough to get around because, remember, I'm running meme sets, right? So there's not, apart from the Fire Fang one, there isn't a lot of damage output I can really do to a Skarmory. Plus, I can't Dynamax either. And this thing is very, very bulky on the defensive side, right? And they could essentially keep using Whirlwind over and over again. Now, what they're going to be doing, right, they're going to make sure they set up all their little spikes and stuff like that. So they're going to try and get, the 3 layers of spikes and the Stealth Rock up, right? I just desperately have to try and get a flinch here or a crit on my set. So Skarmory, once again, is going to be going for a Roost here and is going to get all its health back. I'm trying to think, what the heck am I going to do right here? I mean, I need to hit it with a special move. I know that, right? But all of my moves are not very effective, and they're not going to do much damage at all, right? So Skarmory now is going to keep going for Roost and keep going for Whirlwind, like over and over and over, right? It was really frustrating. They were just stalling, right? They knew they basically lost, but if they just kept the Skarmory and it kept clicking Roost and Whirlwind, you know, they could try and get a win, right? So I'm going to get hit really hard there, but the spikes and the Stealth Rock, it is doing a lot of damage, especially to my uncrowned ones, right? We're going to go for a Fire Fang now. I was hoping for a flinch, and Rocky Helmet does a lot of damage to me there, and as well, they're going to go for a Roost. I really, really needed a flinch right there. Like, that would have been great, because then I could have attacked it with Fire Fang, right? Maybe, I feel like they would have taken Magnezone and Umbreon out too, and probably, you know, I probably would have gone around it there. So I went for the Ice Fang for the free sacks. Rocky Helmet is going to take me out, and, you know, Skarmory didn't get free sacks, so that was unfortunate. And it's going to go for another Roost. So basically, they're stalling me out so hard right now. Like, they're just going, like, full sweat at the moment. So Skarmory is back to full health, right? I had to take this out. I had to find a way to get around this Skarmory. It's difficult, though. When you look at my moves, you can obviously understand how difficult this was. Plus, the fact is, every time I got Whirlwinded out or swapped in, I was taking massive amounts of damage too, right? So they're going to swap their Skarmory out now, which is very interesting. And the next Pokemon is going to be the Magnezone coming in. So, okay, that was lucky because I went for a rest here. And we're going to be going to sleep. So I thought I might be able to counter them with this Snore set, right? When you have to rely on Snore Zacian, you know you're scraping the bottom of the battle, especially against, like, Steel-type Pokemon, right? Actually, Steel-type Pokemon are quite good against this team. So going for the Snore on the Magnezone is not going to really do too much damage, all right? But I am going to get the Throat Spray. Now, my Air Slash and Snore might do a little bit more damage there, and I get a flinch. So I was like, wow, that's really good, right? I can make use of this set. I might be able to get rid of Magnezone. Then they've only got, like, Umbreon and Skarmory left, right? So going for another Snore on the Magnezone. Magnezone is going to pop a Flash Cannon here. Flash Cannon does a lot of damage there, almost taking him out in one shot there. You know, to be expected. Magnezone's got a lot of special attack, right? Now, they swapped out their Magnezone, and they swapped back in the Skarmory. What I thought, right, is maybe they thought that I had, like, or I was going to flinch them, right, and they didn't want to lose their Magnezone, right? Like, obviously, I had a stronger special attacking move than Snore. So I just chose that moment to go for another rest, and Zacian is once again back to full health. So I can keep going for the Snore here, and hopefully I can get a flinch on this Skarmory. Now, the timer was really starting to rack up here. We were definitely getting close to the last 3-minute mark of the battle too. So what it is, right, when you look at this battle right now, it's 3 Pokemon versus 3 Pokemon. Essentially, at this point in time, if the battle ended now, I would win just due to having more health than the opponent. But the thing about that is my health could definitely go down very quick if this Skarmory was able to Whirlwind and, you know, eventually take me out with just entry hazards. It didn't really need to do anything. They could just spam Roost and Whirlwind there. You could just smash your head against the controller and get the dub right. So Zacian's going to get dragged in again. Got to take some more damage from the spikes and the Stealth Rock. So the entry hazard is a 3-hit KO on my Zacian, right? I had to note that one. So I was thinking maybe I could get a couple of flinches with this, and then I could just keep going for rest to get my health back there. And, you know, this Zacian wouldn't go down. That was my hopes anyway. So now Zacian is going to get hit by another Whirlwind. We've got 3 minutes of the battle left. And here comes my next Zacian here. I mean, the good thing about that, I do resist this a little bit better, so I wasn't taking as much damage. But man, that spikes really hurt. Now, I had to have like a think here, right? I needed to do some form of damage to Skarmory before it went for Whirlwind. So Skarmory has to go for Whirlwind right here. It's got to go for Whirlwind. If they go for rest, then they're going to be wasting time, right? So, and I might get some damage on them as well. So I'm going to take my last little bit of damage here on this Zacian. All I've got left here, I know they're going to go for Whirlwind, is Hyper Beam. So it's like, okay, let's go for Hyper Beam. We're down to the last, like, 20 seconds of the battle. I still have the normal gem attached to, so I was like, let's fire that one off. It's my only real play here. I was going to do it earlier on, but I held off just for this sort of, like, ending of the battle. I do some pretty good damage right there. It's very good. They're going to greedily go for the Whirlwind, obviously, to try and take me out. And we are down to the last 0 seconds of the battle. And that is my next Zacian coming there. I will survive this because obviously, you know, one more round of Whirlwind and the Toxic would have taken, sorry, the Spikes and Stealth Rock would have taken me out there. And that, my friends, is the battle. I ended up winning there because I just had a little bit more health. What a marathon of the battle. Hope you enjoy the blooper, people. Let's go.